My agency and I have managed over millions in spend for client accounts, and here's one thing that I notice all brands that scale past 100K per month have in common. They're not scaling past 100K because they have a winning ad, they're winning and scaling past 100K because they have a winning ad system. In this video, I'm going to break down step by step exactly how these brands are approaching ad creatives differently. So if you're watching this and you're a brand owner who's at 30, 50, 80K per month and can't scale past 100K per month, keep your eyes and ears open while you watch this because this system might help you out. And before we get into it, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Mason Ashby. I am the CEO, COO of Brez Marketing, and this is actually a new channel for you guys. So on this channel, Meta Mace, I'm going to be going over all things e-com, Meta, Facebook ads, a lot of sauce on how you can actually implement and scale your brand past 100K per month, as well as agency sauce for those agency owners who are interested in scaling their agency out. So without further ado, let's get into it. Before we do anything, you need to change the way that you're thinking about ad creatives. I say this because the biggest mistake that the smaller e-commerce brands make isn't that they're just making bad creatives. It's that they treat a good ad like a single event. Typically within those ad accounts, you see maybe one good ad doing decent, and that's kind of like holding up all of the results and propping all of the results up on a T. The smaller 10K per month brands are literally just chasing one ad, trying to squeeze the most possible out of one singular ad. In all reality, that's exactly what's holding the ad accounts ROAS up or keeping the CPA down. But once that ad is out of the picture and it fatigues, that is when everything crumbles and the brand starts to fall in terms of results. But those brands that are killing it and crushing 100K per month, they treat their ads and how they're going about ad creation like a system. They treat their creatives like a growth system and not like a one-time asset. They're also focusing on data and making decisions based off the data rather than like how they feel about certain creatives and what to do in terms of scaling. A lot of these bigger brands also understand that ad fatigue is literally inevitable, and instead of like kind of hoping that they can squeeze X amount of time out of an ad, they just prepare for it to fatigue anyway. And then one of the biggest things that I notice these bigger brands do is that they prioritize testing over polishing, and rather than making sure that their ads look perfect, they're just pushing out volume. That way we can test more concepts and variables inside the ad account. Listen, to scale, you don't need one perfect ad, you need a perfect process. A process that continuously generates winners for your ad account. With that being said, let me show you the exact process that these brands go through before they even press record. Brands that are touching 6 figures per month don't just randomly start to record without a defined angle or marketing message. There's always a defined goal with why they're recording something. I mean, just think about some of the biggest e-commerce brands in the world, Nike, Apple. I wouldn't necessarily say that those brands got to where they are by just randomly recording without a game plan and a purpose as to why they're recording something. I do see a lot of brands that come in, not really have any sense of direction when it comes to just creative. So that being creative direction, they kind of just see what other brands do and try to emulate it. And I'm not harping on them because when I was a beginner in e-commerce, I was doing the same thing, just kind of hoping that certain formats and vehicles of formats would get me to the results that I wanted, when that's not the case at all. Like a lot of people are overlooking the fact that there's messaging, there's certain target demographics that resonate with certain values that you need to call out in your ads. There's also pain points, hooks, different variables within an ad that are important that you have to focus on and keep in mind while you're filming creatives. Like random UGC filming is not going to get you the results that you need. You need to be doing this instead. Every single ad needs to start with the defined goal, a target, before you even filming. You need to have scripted CTAs, scripted hooks ahead of time for segmented testing as well. And this will help you build 2 to 3 different ad variations before launching, not after performance drops. An extra bonus would be to storyboard and kind of scene plot out how each ad is supposed to look, that being the setting, the lighting, the model, stuff like that. That way shooting and editing is super efficient. And before we get into the nitty gritty and I show you what each 6-figure brand copies, that being the framework for ad creatives, if you guys are a brand owner and you're doing 30, 50, 80K per month and you can't scale past 6 figures per month, feel free to click the top link in my description. That is an application to work with our agency. We've helped multiple clients pass 6 figures per month, as well as spent millions in ad spend to help them get them there. And if you want to be the next, feel free to apply. First link in the description. The brands that are doing real numbers are running these frameworks over and over again. And why is that? Well, because it fucking works. When you don't have any type of framework in place, your viewers can tell because it has no flow. The viewer's confused, in return not buying because confused buyers never buy. It's almost like telling a story with no plot. And because of this, a lot of brands end up wasting ad budget and burning ad budget on ads that feel cool and look pretty but just don't convert. So the real question is now, what framework should you be using? Okay, so for cold traffic, I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of the pain, agitation, and solution method, and that's kind of like what you want to apply here. You want to make people aware of their problem and show them the solution to that being your product, whatever problem that you're solving. That's what your top of funnel should be: agitating a problem, showing people the solution, and then inserting your product. Whereas retargeting, bottom of funnel, people who've checked out your site, maybe added to cart but haven't purchased. Some good frameworks and creatives that you want to use there would be like testimonials, maybe create some creatives that handle certain objections that people are having. Also adding in social proof of other people buying, or maybe creatives that show that this was once sold out and now it's restocked. At the very, very bottom of the funnel is where we like to introduce offers as well. This is really what's going to convince people to purchase and go over the line after interacting with the product and the website and whatnot. That being like buy two, get one free, or free shipping. You never want to implement an offer on the cold traffic just because maybe you'll get purchases, maybe it'll be profitable, but at that point you're losing out on a lot of money because people are purchasing first time seeing and taking advantage of the offer when maybe they might have purchased without seeing that offer. But with that being said, at any funnel stage, you need to have a good hook, whether it be visual hooks or text hooks in the first 3 seconds. You need to have good pain points and call out specific pains that your target demographic might be experiencing. And then you need to pretty much offer the solution and show and talk about the product at that point. Obviously wrapping it up with the CTA, but that's the generalized framework you want to be using for any creative. Using stuff like this will help you drive clarity and conversion at the same time, and it's not reinvented every week. It's not you just trying to come up with new ideas and throwing it at the wall and seeing if it sticks in the ad account. With that being said though, even if you do have a perfect framework, there's still a chance that you would fail trying to get past 6 figures per month without this next system. And that is systemizing creative production. Whether you're in denial or not, creative burnout is real, and we see it every single day in our client ad accounts. And when you have creative burnout, scaling also stops at the same time, which is why it's super important that you need to have creatives on dial and made like clockwork, realistically. When you systemize the creation of your ad creatives, you never run out of ad creatives to test. You're not constantly scrambling trying to get creatives up the night before. You're not relying on inspiration and seeing what other brands do, more so relying on what's already working in the ad account. And your team is consistently executing without like burnout or guesswork. With that being said, this is the specific system that we use as an agency at Brez Marketing to help our clients dial in the process of creating creatives. One thing that's super important to do, tracking your creatives. It is super vital that you track your creatives. That way you can see on paper what is working and what's not. That way you know what to get more of and what to throw away, essentially. This will help you in the way that you monitor performance. Another thing that's really helpful is pretty much like batch shooting content on a monthly or bi-weekly basis. And when you shoot these big batches, kind of getting a wide variety of creatives that honestly as an agency, we hand over documents to our clients, giving them creative suggestions. That way we can help them find winners in their ad account faster, but essentially getting a variety of creatives in that batch shoot. That way you can then test different formats, different angles, different edits and whatnot. Another super helpful thing as a brand owner is having contacts to UGC people, copywriters, editors, and making sure that all those people kind of understand what your brand image is and who you're looking to target. Because if you have a creative that has copy on it that's not calling out the right person, then what's the point of even running that as an ad? And then you're just wasting time, and then you're wasting money on paying those resources. You need to make sure that everyone who's helping out with the creative understands what the brand vision is and who you're looking to target. And then this is something that honestly more on the media buying side, but scheduling tests weekly to avoid creative dry spell or panic launches. Essentially what we'll do as an agency is every time we get with a client or a client becomes onboarded, my internal team and I decide on a specific date that we're going to launch each creatives each week. So it kind of helps keep everyone accountable in terms of the client getting content, and helps our internal team make sure that we keep and get creatives up on a certain day. And boom, yeah, those are the generalized systems that these bigger brands that we work with are doing to pump out creatives that actually convert and make sense at each step of the funnel. But with that being said, if you are finally ready to break past those 30, 50, 80K months and you want to scale past 6 figures per month, make sure to click the first link in my description and book a call with our team. As I mentioned, we've helped multiple brands scale past 6 figures per month with millions in ad spend. So feel free to also follow our agency YouTube at Brez Marketing. I'll drop it in the description as well. We also drop a lot of sauce on there as well as client results and whatnot. And then make sure to follow my personal at Mason Ashby on Instagram. Feel free to DM me if you have any questions, if you're a brand owner who's kind of struggling and wants some help. Other than that, I appreciate you watching and I hope to see you again.